Jump off that exhausting hamster wheel and into balanced living with Dr. Marissa.
Promise you joy in the mystery.
Dr. Marissa, also known as the Asian Oprah. Her mission, to be a beneficial presence on the planet. Her purpose, to be your personal advocate to live, laugh, love, learn. Her life motto, don't die wondering. Take back your life with Dr. Marissa Pei.
Good morning, LA. This is Dr. Marissa, and you are tuned in to Take My Advice. I'm not using it. Get balanced with Dr. Marissa every morning. Good morning, LA. This is Dr. Marissa, and you are tuned in to Take My Advice. I'm not using it. Get balanced with Dr. Marissa, the morning show. And what day is it? Rainy days and Mondays always get me not down if you're tuned in, because this hashtag positively opinionated host is here to ensure and try to cajole and cheerlead you into more hope and happiness. So what we talk about on this show, no gossip, no scandal, no ranting, no what's wrong with people, but I highlight what is right with people, including all those wonderful places that I get to go on location and report from. And today is no exception. Today we're going to see little clips of interviews from our own LA Mayor, Eric Garcetti, as well as a beautiful, colorful woman from Walgreens in the leadership area who's doing her best to help vaccinate all those in Los Angeles who maybe do not get vaccinated as easily as others. And that is actually the first clip that I'd like to show you right now, so you get to meet her.
And good day, LA. My name is Dr. Marissa. You know me as the Asian Oprah, and I cover things that are good about people, what's right with the world. And today, I'm with an organization that is not waiting for people to come to get vaccinated. They are bringing the vaccinations to you, and they've been on tour. I saw them yesterday at the Music Center. Today they're at the LA Flower Mart. Just got a soundbite with the mayor, Eric Garcetti, who supports this. And I wanted to find a colorful, powerful woman in the ranks of Walgreens to speak to, and I found her. So please introduce yourself and tell me why you're here.
Sure. My name's Alethea Jackson, and I chair Walgreens Vaccine Equity Task Force. And we're here because we have a bus tour going on right now where we are taking the vaccine into community. And so we are trying to remove any barriers to access, and we want to make it as easy and convenient for people to come and get their vaccine as they move about their day. So we're here in the LA Flower Mart.
Fabulous. And you're on tour. You actually have multiple stops.
Absolutely. So we have about 18 stops. We launched last month. This is the midway through our tour, and so we have about 6 more stops, and we're just taking the bus around the country. We'll be in LA for another 2 days, and then we are heading to Oakland and on to Oregon after that.
That's so fabulous. I love companies that are just doing what they can to help this effort for all of us to get through this pandemic whole as possible. You know, hearts out to those who have lost health and their lives to the pandemic, but the majority right now are focused on getting responsible for ourselves and for our loved ones. Please follow the Walgreens bus. If you want a free vaccine, just I think if you go to Walgreens.
Yes, Walgreens.com. You can get information. There's no appointment, so please just drop by any of the locations to get your vaccine.
Fabulous. They got a DJ today. I was dancing up there. They got tacos, you name it, Starbucks. So at the end of every interview, I do this thing that Eric actually liked, so you get to do it with me. Peace in. Peace in.
Peace in.
Peace out.
Peace out.
World peace.
World peace.
Through inner peace.
Through inner peace.
And that's how we're going to do it. Dr. Marissa reporting live. Thanks for joining. Get your vaccine.
Thank you.
Yes, and it was lovely meeting her, and I just love that I get to meet super cool people when I go on location and bring those stories to you. Because I really want, if you missed Friday's show, please go to my YouTube channel and get that, because it's the interview with my staff doctor who talks the truth about vaccines, the safety of vaccines, the importance of vaccines. And if you are still on the fence about getting the vaccine, there's a number of different reasons too, besides your own health and others. I do understand that there's, we've gone through that first wave where there was almost like vaccine envy, and some people were, I can't get an appointment, I really want to get a vaccine. And that group of everyone who really wanted a vaccine and who really understood the importance of getting a vaccine, we're getting through that group. And now we have groups of people. And I'm not talking about the people who have believed in some BS, their belief systems around conspiracy theory and how there's some tracker in the vaccine and it's all about rich people controlling you, or stuff that I'm not going to use insulting words around, but it just is beyond me how anybody could actually believe that. But if you are not one of that group, because there's nothing I can say to you that's going to change your mind, but if you're of the group, I think last week I showed you my interview with NFL Hall of Famer Anthony Munoz, who talked about, if you are if you're afraid of getting a vaccine because of, being your immigration status and you have hesitancy there, you can get the vaccine. You will not be asked for that documentation. So get the vaccine. If you are unsure about medical science and you're listening to so-called doctors who are not real doctors, who are saying that there's no point, or that vaccines are dangerous, then I would ask you to go to reputable places that talk about true vaccine effectiveness, including my show, and watch that again. Dr. Alia Khan, her interview with me lays it all out. So I really hope that if you're listening, if you haven't gotten your vaccine, that you are not #justifiably ignorant around all this. Do your homework. If you're still not convinced, I guess I can't do anything or say anything, but if you do your research, and I'm just really, really hoping this is the only way we're going to get through the pandemic safely, with all the variants that are going around, with all the, the surges we've had. The only way right now, between social distancing, masks, and vaccinations, that's the only thing that is going to get us through. We can still pray, we can still have hope, but God does say, help ourselves. So there are vaccinations out there for us to use. So I'm hoping that you will do that. When I come back, I'll be playing my little interview with Eric Garcetti, who turns out I wondered why he looked at me like he recognized me. So I actually had met him years earlier at Agape, but I'll play his interview I'll play his interview next, and we'll be right. So I'll play his interview with me. Next. So keep it tuned here on Take My Advice, I'm Not Using It. Get Balanced with Dr. Marissa every morning, 8 to 9 on KCAA, AM 1050, FM 102.3, FM 106.5, and streaming everywhere on every platform, kcaaradio.com. This is Dr. Marissa reporting live from the station that leaves no listener behind. And we're back. You're tuned in to Take My Advice. I'm not using it. Get Balanced with Dr. Marissa, the morning show. And you're tuned into KCAA, AM 1050, FM 102.3, and FM 106.5, the station that leaves no listener behind. I'd like to spend 1 minute just to thank all those who helped me with this show. My fabulous station owner, Fred, my fabulous getting better, had a little temporary bout with his health. Station manager, Mark Westwood, just knowing that you're getting better every day. And then Rick in the Morning, Mike Lundgren, Eric, Joe. I hope I didn't leave anybody out, but it's all my guys at the station that help me splatter more hope and happiness on you. And as promised, I wanted to play you another, I hashtag Naxidentally, not accidentally, bumped into our Los Angeles Mayor, Eric Garcetti. And I just wanted to share his words about vaccinations with you. So here he is.
Good afternoon. This is Dr. Marissa reporting live from downtown LA. You might recognize.
And the cool thing is he really liked my peace in, peace out, world peace through inner peace. He actually asked me to teach him how to do that again a little bit later. And I love being able to share, and I love being able to show off politicians who are doing things to help the community, to use their leadership to reach out and help those with things like not only vaccines, but stop AAPI hate. And I was great. And not only did I get a soundbite with the mayor last week, I also got to meet the mayor pro tem in Cerritos, who was along with And Mayor Eric Garcetti was not the only politician that I got to meet. And I love being able to go on late and Mayor Garcetti and Mayor Eric Garcetti was not the only politician that I got to have a minute with last week. I love being able to go on location to cover news for my New York news agency and then meet politicians who are helping community, holding events. And Board of Supervisor Janice Hahn is no exception. I met her at an amazing event all week. I'm going to have people who I met there who I want to change hashtag Stop AAPI to support AAPI. Nothing wrong, and I think it's a great organization, but it continues to keep us in hate, and it continues to keep us sort of as a victim. So I want to just show you a couple of clips from that event, and all week I'll be bringing people who I met from it to help us move from being victims or being attacked verbally, physically, to this various parts of the solution to this hatred and intolerance and racism that was attributed to, certainly by the leadership of our last administration, by saying things like Kung flu or the Chinese virus, but it was there and it was given permission, and now it hasn't gone away. It's something that we have to, just like on very large steamships, I'm not going to say the Titanic because I don't want it to sink, but we have to use that consistent forward motion or turning motion in order to maintain the momentum of bringing attention to things that are not right, to move them into the light. So areas of darkness, we can't get rid of darkness, but we can dispel it with light. So that's what my show's about. That's what I try to do. So enjoy these clips. So enjoy.
Here we go. No, Dr. Here we go.
Are you taking a picture first?
No. Dr. You ready?
Yeah.
Good afternoon. It's Dr. Marissa reporting live. You know me as the Asian Oprah. And, I report what's right with people, what's good with people, what's good with the community, what's good with politicians. And I have one here. She's on the Board of Supervisors. She just sponsored an amazing event to support AAPI. I don't want to call it Stop AAPI Hate anymore. I think we need to graduate to supporting, but please introduce yourself and why is this so important to you?
I'm Los Angeles County Supervisor Janice Hahn, and this Don Knabe Regional Park here in Cerritos is in my district. So I really felt that what we were doing here today was important. It's important that we all can come together and make a statement to say any kind of hate, any kind of vicious attacks against people, particularly because of their race, is absolutely not tolerated. And it was very troubling to me that it happened here in the park, that one of the victims was assaulted right here in this park. It's a county park, and I spent my career making sure our parks were spaces that could be enjoyed by everyone and people felt safe. So it was very troubling to me, but I think the more we all rally around this issue, we're going to send a message that love is always better than hate.
Absolutely. Thanks so much for stopping. Mayor Eric Garcetti yesterday, I got him to do this, so maybe he'll do this with me. He actually liked it. Peace in, peace out, world peace through inner peace.
Okay, let's
ready?
try that. Yeah.
Peace in,
Okay, peace in,
peace out,
out,
world peace,
world peace,
through inner peace.
through inner peace.
Thank you for all you do.
Peace out.
That was Janice Hahn, and she actually wants to come on the show. I sort of greased that by telling her that former chairman of the board of LA County, Mark Ridley Thomas, was on my show. So that always helps. But we're going to have her on very soon. Thanks to Linda Johnson, her deputy, who recognized me actually, she was at an event with my bonus mom, who is 88 and still felts hats and knits and crochets and makes these fuzzy vests that she got, and she bumped into me at the Timeless Treasure Boutiques, one of my show sponsors, longtime show sponsors. And that's how it accidentally happened that I was covering that event. And so they gave me VIP parking, and then I spent the rest of the afternoon. And it was a great event. And I'm going to continue showing you some of the clips. I actually have the entire interview of the man who was assaulted, Cesar, who explains to me what happened on June 5th, which wasn't that long ago. And I love the fact that the city of Cerritos and Janice Hahn and the LA Sheriff Alex, I know I need to learn how to say that name. Villa, and then I'll fill it in. He was great that both of them sponsored this event. There was community resources there. There were young Asian community nonprofits that have responded. There's going to be an event to teach seniors how to defend themselves. The woman who is responsible for that whole activity is going to come on the show this week. I had an interview with her that I'm going to play in the longer segment. It's just an amazing story that I heard on stage. So she'll be coming as well. So, this is definitely the time for all of us to # be the change. I don't want to continue to report the horrific hate crimes that happen. I do want to balance those out with what people are doing, what the community is doing, what is right about, these hot spots that give us a chance to rise up and find solutions and to end racism. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Thank you for continuing to support and tune in and, give me the finger. Like on Instagram, it's Doc Balance. On LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, and even TikTok, it's Dr. Marissa Pay. P for positive, EI. So thank you for all of the support that you give me as I continue to balance out all the things that are bad in the news with what's good. Keep it tuned here. We'll be right back with Take My Advice. I'm not using it. Get balanced with Dr. Marissa here on KCAA. We'll be right back. And we're back. You are tuned into Take My Advice. I'm not using it. Get balanced with Dr. Marissa, the morning show. And it is Monday. Do-do, do-do, Monday. I don't even know the words to that song, but I do feel like singing because I'm a retired lounge lizard. I don't know if any of you knew that, but if you've just met me, you may not know that. If you've been following me for a while, Doc Balance on Instagram, Dr. Marissa everywhere else on every social platform, including, don't tell my daughters, TikTok, but that's Dr. Marissa Pay. I am your cheerleader. I am your personal assistant. I am your personal advocate for happiness 88% of the time. And so that's why I try to balance out all of the CNN constantly negative news. If it bleeds, it leads. What's wrong with people? Your reaction usually is the world going to hell in a handbasket? I said that word very under my breath in case I get in trouble for it. But I really, really, really want all of us to come out of this pandemic with the understanding that we can have more happiness even when we just went through something like the pandemic. So the term is #unconditional happiness. And that just means to me that no matter what you're going through, no matter what is going on around you, pandemic or otherwise, last week I had guests, Mark Pulver, who was diagnosed with autism later on in life, who was bullied. He's writing a book because the disease, his diagnosis is not who he is. Same thing with Matt Embry, who did the incredible MS Hope documentary called Living Proof. If you haven't seen that, I did a encore interview with him last week. Again, you can get all of these, by the way, on my YouTube channel, free subscribe, because I want you to meet people who have #unconditional happiness, that even though they go through something, past pain, future fear, it does not affect who they are at the core of who they are, which is a birthright to happiness 88% of the time. And some of you who have read my book, 8 Ways to Happiness, from wherever you are, know that I'm one of the 7 out of 10 of us who've had childhood trauma. And if we're the majority, why do we think there's something wrong with us? So, if you came like the normal, and every time someone says, I can't wait to go back to normal, I'm like, I really would prefer we went forward into something that's better than the negative stuff that we had in normals, because people forgot that even though they weren't wearing masks or weren't confined, many people hated their job. Many people didn't like who they were with. Many people didn't like their relationships. Many people weren't healthy, body, mind, spirit, soul. And so before we run back into the same old, and working at places we don't like or living for our weekends, I want us to really take a deep breath. You know me, take a deep breath in through your nose right now. Don't close your eyes if you're driving. Soft shoulder, soft elbow, soft knees. Another deep breath. Releasing all the stories and the drama. And one last deep breath in. Connecting with me through Chi eternal energy, the breath of life that connects us all. And that's the truth. We are humankind with a capital KIND. We can not only come out of this pandemic, but come out of it with an understanding of what wonderful stops there are in this joyride of life. And yes, I am #positively opinionated. I've been that way for a long time. And frankly, it's because it just feels better. And so since my promotion into the morning show, I'm still on that happy 88 mission, 88 million more happy people in the next 8 years. And I'm hoping that the more you tune in every morning at 8 here at KCAA AM 1050, FM 102.3, FM 106.5 on the morning show, that you'll catch a little something that might help you choose happiness more often than you actually are. Okay. So I didn't give you that in the beginning of the show. I'm giving you that in the last segment. I'm also taking this time to show you and highlight people, places, and things that are 88% happy, and they're taking their light and shining it on areas of temporary darkness on our planet. And I gave you the mayor of LA, Eric Garcetti and Board of Supervisor Janice Hahn earlier in the segments, who are helping the community, supporting vaccinations, and supporting the Asian Pacific Islander community. So what happened was this gentleman was walking in the Don Kanabe Park and something happened to him. And so this whole event was to take something horrible that had happened and turned the same place that had happened into a resource center for all elderly or any aged AAPI who are not feeling safe to walk around anymore because of all the hate crimes. And I was lucky enough to catch up with him and got the story firsthand. Here it is.
Good afternoon. This is Dr. Marissa reporting live. You know me as the Asian Oprah, and I highlight things that are good about people, good about the community, and what's right with people, even when they've been treated wrong. And we have someone here who not too long ago was assaulted on a Saturday morning, and I wanted just to bring you him and his story and what he's doing now to correct the wrong. Welcome, Cesar.
Thank you so much for having me.
Of course. Tell me what happened in this park right here.
Yes, we're walking down here for regular exercise walking at this walking area.
You can turn and show where he was walking with
And,
your wife.
and then, yes, with my wife
At what time?
at 11:30 a.m.
Okay, broad daylight.
Broad daylight. And the assailant came over here and we came over here. So on that cross aisle, we verbally assaulted, and he speak a lot of. He said that, "Why are you looking at me, you son of a bitch?" Like that. Fuck you. So it's all the nasty words. So my wife pulled me up, pulled me over there, and she said that, "Oh, he's just a crazy man. Let's go. Don't ignore him." So we walk over here.
walking?
Yeah, we keep walking, but fast. And then
Still following you.
and then he walked over there, and we didn't know that he followed us.
Oh, he followed you.
Yeah, he followed us. He probably walked over there and walk over there, going to our car. My wife is the one driving, and I was on the passenger side. And we have already at the car. I put up my seatbelt, and then suddenly, coming from behind, and the assailant come over, opened the door, and pook.
He punched you?
I punched me here. It's still
Still a little swollen.
yeah, and blood right away. The blood come over here, and in my shirt. And then I said to my wife that we have to go to the place that we're safe, and then we'll call the 911. Then we drive over here, over there, and then we call the 911 when we're safe over there.
And when they
Yeah.
came, were they sympathetic?
The
The police?
yes, they were very helpful to us. The paramedics, the ambulance, and but the paramedics told me that if you are still okay, then gave me the pack of ice, and then I said that if you want to cut up who did it to you,
Yes.
follow the sheriff so that they will
Find
yeah.
the person. Did you find him?
No, because there's no more, the 911 that told us that they deployed already, police and
They were looking for him.
yeah, yeah,
Okay.
because we gave the description of the guy.
Do you know if they found him?
No, because we have took the report, the detective on Thursday. That there he's still working on it. So yeah,
So this happened what day?
it was on June 5, Saturday at 11:30 a.m.
I'm so sorry that this happened to you, and I'm so sorry that you had to go through this, but I'm very glad that you are not staying silent. You're not embarrassed about it. And you
Yes.
came to this rally. I hope you
Yes.
felt the love of all the
Yes.
people. Even the Asian motorcycle gave you like a
Yes.
gift basket, and
Yes.
people were giving you presents. I
Yes.
hope you feel the love.
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
and thank you for using your story to continue.
Yes.
We have to stop AAPI.
Yes, we
need
have to stop
support.
it, and
Yes.
we're very proud of all the supporters that I have,
Beautiful.
and I make a very brave for that,
Yes.
and I will do all my best to work on it, and because of the supporters, and it's make me brave.
Oh, that is beautiful. That
Yeah.
is very beautiful.
Yeah, I would show you the the picture that I have when I was assaulted.
Oh, the picture of the.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm getting a little emotional because one, this should not be happening in America.
Yeah.
You should not have a couple walking in a park being accosted and punched in the eye. Oh my.
This,
Okay.
When I was in
So
the
let's get a close up of that in from the
when I
ER.
was in the ER,
Yeah, I'm so sorry. But the nice thing is there is there permanent damage at all?
I will go back again next week to re-examine my because I have a damage on the eye and my sinus. Yeah, and in the morning I have a terrible headache, so I have to go to the what is it called?
Specialist neurologist.
Yeah, specialist neurologist and specialist ophthalmologist because the eye doctor just seen it and they find out what the damage on my eye.
So, if you know about who was part of this, I'm sure they were bragging about the fact of what they did to what was the description of the male?
He was around 20 to 25 years old. He's young. He's white.
Young white male, 20 to 25, that obviously lives somewhere around Kenneth Hahn Park in Cerritos.
Yeah, maybe he's not from here. And he's like a professional when he did it to me.
Oh, he's a professional hater. That's too bad. But I'm grateful that this brought you into more bravery, as you just said. And I'm going to give you Dr. Marissa's Beneficial Presence on the Planet Award. So that's a special award from me because of your
thank you.
bravery. All right.
Yes.
So this is what I do at the end of every show. Can you make a peace sign for me? I say peace in,
Peace in,
peace out,
peace out,
world peace
world peace,
through inner peace.
through interpeace.
Yes. Thank you so much. Dr. Marissa reporting live. Keep it tuned to KCAA AM 1050, the station that leaves no listener behind.
And that was Cesar Achano, and just so touched by his willingness to talk about it, as well as he, was an honoree at this AAPI rally put on by both the sheriff and the Board of Supervisors. It was attended very well. It had many tents of resources, many of the people I'm going to be bringing on this week to talk about what they're doing, so that it's not just a moment of a hate crime, but that there's solution and people who are being #be the change. And so, that's my job. And I also met another amazing woman, and I'm going to let her tell her story that she told on stage. And she'll also be coming on to share more of what she's doing, including self-defense classes for the seniors later on in July. But I was just blown away by her story. I want you to hear it. And we'll be able to welcome her. And I just love the fact that I can cover the news and then share it with you real time here on the show.
Last year, I was at a restaurant in Los Angeles, waiting in line to order food. A man came up to me and handed me his business card and said, "Hey, let's have lunch." I respectfully declined and told him, "No, I'm sorry, I'm married." He then snatched the business card from me and told me to go back to Asia, followed by 2 minutes of hateful, derogatory, sexist remarks. I knew that if he took another 2 to 3 steps towards me, I would have been cornered in. And so my only defense mechanism was to record the altercation in hopes that it would not become a physical altercation. I asked for help from those around me, and they did the best they could do under the circumstances. After 2 minutes, the employees were finally able to escort him to the other side of the restaurant. I called 911 for myself as I was waiting in the corner crying uncontrollably. After the police officer arrived, I showed him the video of the incident, and he told me, "Oh, this is normal, it happens all the time." I asked for a police report. He told me, "No, there's no police report because there's no crime." I went home after the incident and debated whether or not I should share the video of the incident. My husband and I wanted to protect the privacy of our family, but at the same time, we heard there were over 2,400 attacks against the AAPI community at that time, and knew we had to share the video because I have never seen a video as horrific as my incident. After sharing the video, LAPD then reached out to me to formally apologize for the responding officer's lack of action, took my police report as a hate incident. I received a lot of messages on social media afterwards, thousands of messages from people. 99% of them were very positive and supportive. 1% of them were attacking me. They said I staged it, I made it up, I had a fake husband, I called him bad words first, it was my fault for getting attacked. I wanted to pull down the video. At my moment of weakness, the next victim came forward to say she was also assaulted by the same man in July of 2019 while she was with her 10-year-old son in Los Angeles. I forwarded her information over to LAPD as well, and her case ended up becoming a hate crime with a criminal threat. 4 other victims also contacted me directly to inform me they were also harassed by the same man. Today, our case, the case that's the hate crime, has been escalated to the city's attorney's office for review. My case, along with all the other victims' cases, are now supporting that case, and we are waiting to see if they will press any charges against the person.
All right.
I have also became an ambassador for the LA versus Hate initiative, where I get the honor and privilege of helping other victims of hate. I'm able to refer victims to LA versus Hate to get resources including counseling, legal aid, medical assistance, and reimbursement for lost wages, for example. I'm also now partnering with Asians American Advancing Justice and with Stop AAPI Hate. Very recently, last month, we were able to form Seniors Fight Back because the new target for these hate crimes now are our seniors, such as Mr. Achano here. And the reason why we're here today is because we are going to be offering a free self-defense class at this park, Don Nabe Park, on Saturday, July 31st. We're offering 3 free classes at 9 a.m., 10 a.m., and 11 a.m. All are welcome to attend, so please stop by our booth to make sure you sign up or go on to seniorsfightback.com to sign up. If you are ever a victim of an act of hate, whether it's a hate incident or a hate crime, I strongly urge you to report and speak up. Get a police report, report to LA versus Hate to get resources, report to Stop AAPI Hate since they are tracking all incidents of hate since the pandemic started, because chances are you may not be the only victim. And in my case, There were more than 5 other victims. Thank you.
Good afternoon, Dr. Marissa reporting live. We've just had a great AAPI rally to provide support. And I think one of the stars of the show is this beautiful woman next to me who suffered at the hands of some hate. She's going to be on the show, but I wanted just to introduce her to you real quick right now. Tell us your name and why you're here.
My name is Hong Lee, and last year I was a victim of a hate incident in a restaurant in Los Angeles. I was told to go back to Asia, followed by 2 minutes of hateful and derogatory words. And the reason why I'm here today is because we just started a new nonprofit that's called Seniors Fight Back. And we are actually providing free self-defense training to the AAPI community, focused on seniors, but anyone is able to attend to make sure that they are never a victim again, like Mr. Achano was at this park recently. And the classes are more informational and a little bit of physical. We teach people what to do to try to prevent these incidents from happening. And also, if it does happen, we teach basic techniques like a groin kick. Our professional MMA fighter, Ron Skolsding, actually taught the last class in Westminster after he showed the participants that are in their 70s, 80s, and 90s how to do a groin kick. A 7-year-old female accidentally kicked him in the groin and he went down. Oh. So it shows how effective these tools are, and that everyone needs to come out to feel safe to go outside and to prevent these incidents so that way they're not a victim.
That's beautiful. We're going to have more of her story, exactly what happened. And it's actually a really interesting one because she could have just been pissed off at the police not taking her seriously, but ended up being part of capturing the idiot who did this to not just her, but many more. So tune in. Dr. Marissa reporting live.
Wasn't that amazing? Because she's going to be coming on the show this week and I'll get to interview her firsthand. But I wanted to share that with you because, I do get some criticism from people saying, don't keep all this hate alive. And, you've done all these shows on Stop AAPI Hate, and you're just continuing to make things worse or highlight something that needs to go away. Well, yeah, it needs to go away, but it's still happening. I just got called a gook. I just got told that I was an idiot. Yes, I am Asian American and proud of it, but we've got a long way to go. And so what I'm doing is not rallying the troops around hatred. I am rallying the troops around highlighting people like this amazing young woman who has taken her experiences and created so much more, helping elders defend themselves. There's so many organizations I'm going to be bringing on because this is how we are going to heal. This is how we are going to end racism. It's not going to happen by just counting the number of crimes, although that's great. It's also not going to happen just by media reporting it. Awareness, yes, is the first step to change, but willingness to change is the crux of our planet. Healing and respecting and ending racism and valuing diversity. So I hope you stay tuned. This is Take My Advice, I'm Not Using It. Get Balance with Dr. Marissa, the morning show. Don't forget to tune in tomorrow, same time, 8 a.m. on KCAA, AM 1050, FM 102.3, FM 106.5, and everywhere streaming on all the major platforms. And remember, have the best day ever.
Well, she has been dubbed the Asian Oprah, and she just wants all of us to be happy.
Dr. Marissa, aka the Asian Oprah, says the most important thing you can choose is choosing to be happy.
You are tuned into my weekly talk radio TV show called Take My Advice. I'm Not Using It. Get Balance with Dr. Marissa.
That's the idea for Dr. Marissa Pay's new book called 8 Ways to Be Happy.
Many of us say, I am my own worst critic. Nobody's harder on me than I am. And my response to that is, stop it! Why are you doing that to yourself? You have to be your biggest fan, because if you can't at the end of the day say, I did a good job, who is? We don't have to constantly be angry at the things that are wrong. Why don't we choose to be happy about things that are right? We have the choice. That's our muscle. And life is so amazing if we can see it.